So before I get into the really hard thing, this is a hip bone from the cat, right? Now the anatomical term for a hip bone is innominate, unnamed bone, because these are the parts we don't show on primetime TV, except during ratings week. So there's three bones that make this up. And unlike the bones of the skull where you see suture lines, you can see where one bone ends and the other begins. You don't know where one bone ends and the other begins here. So the trick is, if you see this cavity here, this is where the femur goes. This is called the acetabulum. Okay, the acetabulum is part of your bone. If you go in here and mentally draw a Y, that divides up our innominate into three bones. We have this broad flat bone here on the top, which of course is upside down. Oh, see if I can position myself. No, it's okay, it's not your end, it's something with the camera. I just gotta remember that. That's the ilium. In Greek mythology, we hear the story of the Iliad, right? The battle for the Helen of Troy, which was fought on a coastal plain, which is why it's called Iliad. It means a flat planar surface. Now in us, our ilium is huge because of our butt muscles. If you put your hands on your hips, ilium. Continuing off our Y, we have a V-shaped bone here that points to the front. This is the pubis. Easy to remember. Men are led around by their pubic region, so pubis to the front. No one said I was wrong. Anyways, and then we have this bone here, which is roughly L-shaped. This is the ischium. You sitium on your ischium. When you're sitting, your body forms an L shape. If you reach under your butt and feel those bumps there, don't do it now. But those bumps is this here, the ischial tuberosity. Right here, there's fibrocartilage that joins the right and left innominate bones together. That's going to be the pubic symphysis. Later on, I'm going to tell you something very disturbing about what happens during childbirth to them. Okay, I'll spoil this ahead of time. And then we got a big hole here that some of you sometimes try to put the femur head in there because that looks like it's where it goes, but it's actually here. This is, so you look at it and go, wow, that's a big hole. It's got to have a purpose. Later on, when we look at the rat, you'll see that coming out of that hole is a little nerve that is the size of my probe needle here. So why do you have such a big hole for such a little purpose? Weight. And after the holidays, you're probably happy that nature found a way to take weight off our butts. But this makes you lighter. And that's one of the things we see. One of the things you see with the skeleton is strength, but at the same time trying to decrease the mass. All right, so now we get to the fun thing, the chondrocranium.